At 8 years old, I got baptized. And at that point, I realized that the Baptist church I was raised in was not the faith for me. And I talked with my parents about it. And they said, well, it's not that you have to be a Christian, but you need to have some kind of faith for some of those times when you need something to hold on to. And so I started then investigating other of my friends who were Jewish, who were evangelicals, things of this nature. I started going to their churches and places, and I even had a friend of mine, his father was Black American in the Korean War. His mother was Korean, and so we were in elementary school together. And so I got exposed to Buddhism through that way. So I got exposed to so much. And I didn't make any determination, but I did know that there were many names for God and that many people worshiped similarly. So this thing called God is really much bigger than what one group will say is, well, we're the only ones and no one else, will make it. By the time I graduated from high school, I was actually studying metaphysics, science of mind, and that's the faith that I carried for several years. I was in China from 83 to 86. There were 30 of us from different parts of the world, Canada, the UK, US, like that. And so in the class, the guy asked me, he said, well, do you know anything about Islam? And then he explained that his family had been Muslim for over 1,300 years. Well, on Thursday, he said, well, tomorrow is Jummah, Friday prayers. Would you like to go? And I told him, sure. As a Christian, I always felt that I was supplicating. God, when you do this, God, when you want to do that, God. But with Islam, doing the part of prayer when you're actually doing the sujood, that's when you go on your knees and bow your head down to the floor. That's the time that you release all your questions, all your issues to God. And the beauty of it was that sometimes by the time I would sit up, I would get a response or a sense of guidance, or I was left with such a great inner peace that I could wait for the answer. And that made the difference for me. And then I knew I would have to deal with the issue of being gay and Muslim, because all the information you read was always saying it was wrong. But since I was going to study Arabic, I was going to go and live in the Middle East and study there as well. That would give me an opportunity to see what was the religion, what was the culture. Well, that's the only way that people really gain their freedom is through the process of earning their freedom. So you have to sacrifice some of your time and energy to learn. And that way you walk freely, you walk full chest, and people can't knock you down, they can't turn you around.